Hi, everybody. It's Dick Kiernan, and I am working with New Hampshire Alliance and 603 Gospel Challenge, which is a collaboration effort with 10 ministries. And so I'm glad to update you today. Because we're called 603 Gospel Challenge, 603 also means 6-3 or June 3rd. So on June 3rd, we had 36 signers of our declaration of how we're going to seek to reach New Hampshire together. And I've been taking that out to places that I'm going around New Hampshire. I recently went to Littleton. I'll be going to a little place near Littleton called North Haverhill. I'm trying to get connected to the pastors in Berlin. I'm willing to go anywhere in New Hampshire to introduce this vision. So that's the first thing. Another thing is part of our efforts with networking with pastors in New Hampshire is that we have a team of 20 and we hold an annual gathering with 75. So on October 18th, we're going to have one of those annual gatherings with 75 to 100 pastors and leaders invited to stand together for the one gospel. And our topic that day will be what our foundational calling is as carrying out the Great Commission in unity with the other Christians standing together for the one gospel. We have a common faith statement. And we're going to have a session that day on the idolatry of sex. The many of the pastors recently have been talking about the many challenges we're facing right now with understanding what is going on with the idolatry of sex, sexual identities of men and women from a biblical basis. So we're going to be talking about that on October 18th. That's going to be at Grace Capital and at a central location near Concord in Pembroke, New Hampshire. Another thing that we've been working on this summer with 603 Gospel Challenge is partnering with 603 Worship Connect and especially 603 Witness. 603 Witness involves networking evangelists, and we found 50 evangelists around New Hampshire that we're connecting and trying to support it. We have a second Thursday Zoom call each month. So the last one that we had in July, we had 12 people on that call. And it was really great to hear from people around the state what they're doing with evangelism. And another part of that we're putting together is a connection to apologists. Sometimes people don't always know that apologists are defenders of the faith. So apologetics is explaining the faith in a way that's persuasive. So we are connecting apologists and evangelists to our 10 regions. So these are resources that will help us with evangelism training and equipping the church to make missionary disciples. That's our key calling. We are also planning a Zoom calling coming up with disciple-making practitioners joining with evangelism training. And so we're going to be putting together a Zoom call. And so this will be something that will be also helpful for training. Many people are working on disciple making so that the average follower of Christ will be confident as a disciple and be comfortable sharing faith, learning how to share faith in everyday life. Of course, that varies greatly according to our personalities, but to find our own particular style is a key part of that in our disciple making and faith sharing. Another thing that we're going to be working on is coming up is 10 days of prayer. And in the 93 South region, Salem-Derry, in the greater Manchester region, I know some that want to do it in Keene. I'm not sure about other places, but many people have been doing 10 days of prayer since 2007. And it's now not just a national movement, but it's an international movement with many in the Middle East and even in Afghanistan, 10 days of prayer is taking place. So I'm working with some of the 93 South people and the greater Manchester people to set up some of those. And we're just starting to get our 10 churches lined up for that 10 days of prayer in the 93 South region. We're also planning in the 93 South region a gathering for all the pastors of the churches in that region so we can get to know each other. If we want to work together and to bring the gospel together, we've got to meet each other. So we're planning that on September 20th for a breakfast. at Grace Assembly in Salem. So those are some of the things that we've been working on the last few months, and it's really exciting for me to help launch these 10 evangelism teams. 2 are well established in the Souhegan Valley Outreach Team, which is in Milford region, and then Seacoast Gospel Movement, centered in Raymond, Exeter area. So I'll be working on helping other of the other 8 regions. I'm intending to have 4 regions established teams this year and 4 regions next year. So this kind of networking that we're doing, like in the 93 South region, is what starts to lead to coming to the place where we have enough momentum to form a regional team. So you can keep that in your prayers. I'm asked for prayer intentions. The first one is pray that that leaders would emerge, networking would increase, and momentum would result in 4 regions this year. And I pray also for provision. Lately, there's some gifts and donations coming in, and so I'm getting caught up. I've been a few months behind, but I expect to get caught up 2 more months. And so I'll only be less than 2 months behind. So pray for my provision also. So thanks so much. God bless all of you. Bye-bye.